What's cooking, everybody? It's Dor. In this video I'll be guiding you through phase 2 of the Leviathan Expedition in No Man's Sky. I will of course be giving you tips and tricks on how to do this as fast and as easy as possible, and of course show you how to unlock the Temporal Starship trio in doing so. And so without any further ado, let's get straight into it. So we're loading right back in where we left off, and it seems that the first milestone is unlocked. Let me really quick recharge my shield so I can survive a little longer, and then we can go to the expedition tab, go back to iteration 1, and then claim the optional milestone, which is the cycle observed. Doing so will grant us some memory fragments, all the memory fragments are upgraded to B class, 3 memory fragments for your inventory, and 8 iron batteries, which will help us during our survival on this expedition. As always, when you unlock some memory fragments, make sure to immediately absorb them and use them on you. And of course always make them touch each other for an adjacency bonus as well, where possible. So that really added some additional storage to our inventory as well as our starship. So that's a very nice bonus. Well done, community, for unlocking this first optional milestone. So next up, make sure to open up the expedition tab and to go to iteration 2 and make sure that the anchor point 2 milestone is tracked. Get into your starship and take off of the planet. When you're in space, open up the galaxy map and the expedition route should be tracked. My first warp being into the Leviathan 7 system. With every new system you visit, of course make sure to visit the space station and get out of your starship to always be able to revisit this system via teleporter, but also to be able to expand your exosuit slot right here. And of course remember that you can also do so at the anomaly per system you visit, so that's 2 slots additionally per system. When done, just fly out and to open up the galaxy map. And again, follow the expedition route, my next warp being into the Suwani-Otsk system. My next warp being into the Albeka Edo 8 system. My next warp is into Tortuga. From the Tortuga system, which is a pirate-controlled system, if you haven't guessed so but from the name, the next jump will be into the Hihol Hiko 19 system. And the next warp would be into the target system, though alas, it will require an emerald drive in order to be able to warp there. So your best bet is to summon the anomaly and to enter it. Head towards the merchants all the way in the back and interact with Iteration Hyperion. Here you can buy additional hyperdrive units which we'll need in order to reach the final destination. We will need the emerald drive, which will cost 1200 nanites, but before we can unlock it we'll need to unlock the cadmium drive first, which costs 8000 nanites. So you have to make sure that you have at least 2000 nanites. Now of course a way to do this is to scan some stuff on planets and to upload these discoveries to the system. Of course if you've done so you can always pass by Iteration Ares to see if you can upload them there as well. And the same goes for Iteration Helios. Another way to earn some nanites is to interact with the Nexus and see if there are any missions which will give you some nanites, as there are now. Now of course you can do this solo or you can group up with other people if you feel like doing so and make it a little bit easier for yourself. So while I was collecting nanites, I unfortunately died and had to start all over this entire expedition, completing phase 1 yet once again. But now I'm back at the point where we last were and have enough nanites to buy the upgrades. While you were collecting the nanites, you should also have unlocked the cluster horde milestone in this 4th phase. Of course make sure to collect this right away to be rewarded with 10 wiring loom, 250 silver and 500 pugnium. After doing so, interact with Iteration Hyperion and make sure to immediately unlock the cadmium drive and interact with him again to also unlock the emerald drive. Head back towards your starship and make sure to install both right away onto your starship. So start by installing the cadmium drive. This will require 3 wiring loom and 250 chromatic metal, and of course have him touch your hyperdrive for an adjacency bonus. And then right next to it install the emerald drive. Of course use the wiring loom we have just received, and then we will need to acquire some cadmium. So exit the space anomaly, open up the galaxy map, and instead of following the expedition route, you will want to look out for a red planet nearby. In my case, that's Lothian 13. Once there, make your way to any of the planets, land, get out of your starship, and use your analysis visor to look for a cadmium deposit and go there. Make sure to harvest the deposit. Return to your ship and use 250 cadmium to fully install the emerald drive. Head into space and open up the galaxy map. And then you will want to follow the expedition route to our target system, Waseu Hebe. Look out for the Anchor 2 mark on your HUD and make sure to fly there. Land your starship at the approximate location, get out and use the target sweep function on the analysis visor to home in on the exact location. Do be careful though, as this is indeed an extreme sentinel planet. Check back regularly to see if you're still heading into the right direction. And once you're close by, the signal should home in on the exact location. And when you reach it, the Anchor Point 2 milestone will be completed. And claiming this milestone will reward you with 3 memory fragments for your inventory and 2 repair kits. So next up, make sure that the To Crave the Stars milestone is being tracked. Open up your inventory and hover above the memory resonator and select Manifest Loop Memory. An icon should now be marked on your HUD. Make sure to go there. When you're at the approximate location, once again use the target sweep to home in on the exact location. And when you're close by, it should home in on the exact location. And it's once again a Traveler's Grave. Of course, switch to any weapon, shoot any things spawn again. Select to claim the memory. And To Crave the Stars milestone will be completed. Now before you continue on, make sure to kill at least 4 of these sentinels. Once you're done, of course, make sure to stop somewhere safe and to claim the milestone you've just unlocked. You can claim this milestone and be rewarded with the portal glyph set, 2 memory fragments and the memory imprint too. So next up, make sure that the anchor milestone is being tracked. This will require you to build a base on an affected world. Open up your build menu and select the base computer. This will cost you 30 chromatic metal. Interact with the base computer and make sure to claim the site. You will be tasked with constructing your base, so make sure to follow the steps on screen until you're done. Once you have placed down 17 base items, the anchor milestone will be completed, and claiming this will reward you with the Minotaur Geobay, 5 memory fragments for an exocraft, a repair kit, the Nomad Geobay plans, and the Nautilus chamber. For the universal language milestone, we will need to learn 3 words in each alien language. That's Corvex, Viking, and Gek. Head towards your starship and take off from the planet. The easiest way to do this is to just go towards the space station. As this is an abandoned system, the space station in this system is no good for learning languages. So make sure to summon the anomaly, land on it, and walk up to the teleporter. Interact with it and select space stations. On these images in the bottom corner right here, you can see which species control that system. So for this one it's the Corvex, this is the Viking, and this is a Gek system. So make sure to warp to either. And when you're there, make sure to start talking to some NPCs. Interact with them and select the Request Dialect Help option. So that's 1 Corvex down, and that's the second one, and that's number 3. Of course, within the same systems you'll also find other species. So for example, this Viking right here, make sure to interact with them right away to also be able to learn some Viking. Here's the second Viking one, but a third is nowhere to be found right here. There is a Gek however, so make sure to also interact with this one. Choose the Request Dialect Help, and then learn a word in their language. So best thing to do now, as I only need 1 more Viking and 2 more Gek, is to warp into a Gek system. Once again, select the space stations, look for the beak of a Gek, and then warp there. So make sure to interact with 2 more Geks and learn their language. And if you're lucky, you might also come across a Viking species right here. And if not, of course, make sure to warp into a Viking system. After doing so, the universal language milestone will be completed. And claiming this milestone will reward you with a prepackaged advanced translator unit, a memory fragment, and 5 iron batteries. So for the atonement milestone, you will need to befriend an aggressive creature. Now the Waseu Hebe system is not good for this, as neither of the planets contain any fauna. What is a good system though is the very first one you've started in. So make your way towards the teleporter and interact with it, and warp into the Cousins station. Take off, locate the vapor planet Lois Mano and fly towards it. Land your starship, get out and wait for the fauna to spawn. If you open up your analysis visor and you'll see a creature, look at the diet and then see if it includes meat or organs or any type of that kind of stuff. Also, of course, like this one, if it's hunting another creature, it's probably a predator of kind. So make sure to offer him food and then interact with him and then select Adopt as Companion. If you do so, the Atonement milestone will be completed. And claiming this milestone will reward you with 150 ancestral memories, 250 Vesium and 5 wild milks. So for the final milestone in this expedition, that's the Fallen Giants milestone, which will require us to explore a freighter crash site. So head back towards your ship, take off and fly towards the space station. When you're at the space station, make sure to exit your starship and go around looking for these glowy thingies and make sure to interact with them until they give you some navigational data. Once you have some, make sure to head up to the cartographer, interact with him, and then select Exchange Specific Charge. Then you will want to select the planetary charge for emergency cartographic data. You can buy one. Make sure to head towards your starship and get into it. Fly out of the space station and towards the planet. Get out of your starship and pace down the save point. Interact with it to create a manual save. Then open up your inventory and hover above the emergency cartographic data and select the plotter route. Now if anything else on a crash freighter is being marked, as is the case with me, just make sure to reload your restore point. When you're back in the game, open up your inventory, hover above the emergency cartographic data and select plot route. Make sure to repeat this process until a crash freighter is marked on your HUD. Once that's the case, of course, don't forget to pick up your save point and get in your starship to go to the crash freighter. Make sure to land your starship at the crash freighter, walk up to the freighter terminal and interact with it. Select to read the log. And then after doing so, the Fallen Giants milestone will be completed. And claiming this milestone will reward you with 2 memory fragments for armament. And of course, to fully complete the phase, make sure to head back into the Expeditions tab and then to select Iteration 2 to complete the second phase and to receive the Temporal Starship Trio customization, which I of course will be showcasing right away. So to install the Temporal Starship Trio, you'll need an empty slot in your technology slots of your starship. When you select it, it will cost you 10 ferrite dust in order to be able to install it. Now make sure to fly up into space to showcase you how it looks. It's quite an interesting starship trio if you ask me, as there is a lot going on and it really suits this style of starship as well. And that's the trio in its full glory. Definitely a nice reward for completing the second phase in this expedition. Of course, as already mentioned in the first phase, the optional milestone is not required and is a community effort, so hopefully we will reach it and then the game will get a little bit easier again for us. But it's not necessary to complete this phase. But that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope to see you again for phase 3.